Hey, it's day 132. Kristen from Bend. Have a great trip. Traveling beat.
Perfect, nailed it. There goes Jason. It is day 132. That makes it the 13th day of August at 8:55 in the morning. It is 74.4 degrees. Back at the Elk Lake trailhead for a northbound slack pack. I'm gonna have to kind of scoot though because for one, definitely it's, as I said, 5 till 9. And for two, I'm trying to go like 32 miles today, up to right near the D Wright Observatory. That's D-E-E-W-R-I-G-H-T, D Wright Observatory. So yeah, took a 0 yesterday with Jason. Let's back way up, man. So did some slack packing with Jason after he arrived. Was that Thursday? And then Friday did a slack pack. Did like a half slack pack on Thursday. Did a full slack pack on Friday. Zeroed yesterday. Man, had a great time just poking around Bend. We went out for an amazing dinner over at what is reputed to be like the finest restaurant in Bend, a spot called Ariana. It was a great time. Definitely not a cheap dinner, but amazing. And also saw the last Blockbuster ever, which I had totally forgotten is in Bend. But for those of you of a certain age, you may recall Blockbuster Video, of course, Blockbuster Video rental. And there's exactly one left on the planet Earth, and it's right there in Bend. So went by there. I did also go by the REI and picked up my zipper lube. Went by the post office and picked up my replacement zippers, some Z-Packs. Switched out the zippers on my tent, which was incredibly difficult, but excuse me, Jason was a tremendous help. So switched out those zippers. Check out this sign. Cool. Yeah, so switched out those zippers, put on the zipper lube, all that. Hopefully my tent is in great condition at this point, but I haven't pitched it, and I'm frankly hoping not to pitch it for the next couple days, but we'll get there. I also picked up a box for my wife, which did have my Z-Packs arc haul, but did not have the vertical stays or frame or whatever you want to say, struts, I don't know, which makes that pack not super useful, unfortunately. So I mailed that and a few other things back to her, nothing hugely significant, and I think my plan at this point is just to continue straight through to the end of this hike with the same pack. This is the Osprey Aether 85. Just kind of is what it is. The logistics would be too hard to figure out another way. So let's see what else. Yeah, then just enjoyed a 0 yesterday. I'm definitely kind of planning. I'm halfway through planning 4 or 5 resupply boxes, which I have to assemble and dispatch to various points across Washington. And then I'm kind of charting out, of course, where those stops will be and how much food I need for each of those. Okay, and that brings us just about up to today, where this morning, earlier, dropped off my buddy Lauren's truck up near the aforementioned D Wright Observatory with Jason right behind me. Ugh. And then jumped in Jason's rental, and he brought me way back down here to Elk Lake, where I'm hiking north again to get to D Wright, where I'm not sure exactly what's going to happen. The first option is I can jump in that truck and drive it back to Lauren's place, stay the night there. The second and perhaps preferred option would be to just leave the truck at D Wright tonight and take a hitch back to Bend. But to get from D Wright to Bend is an hour, so that would be a pretty decently significant hitch. So it just depends whether there's people around and whether any of those people are willing to give me a ride back to Bend. If I'm able to hitch back to Bend, then hopefully, maybe, I can find a ride to Highway 20 and do like a 16-mile southbound slack pack from Highway 20 to get back to D Wright, at which point then I would jump in Lauren's truck and bring it back to Bend. But gosh, just so many different options. If you're following any of this, I'm incredibly impressed. But trying to explain it as succinctly as possible. But really, basically, I have 47 or 8 miles to get to Highway 20, which would be the natural bail point for Bend. But no real great clue how I'm going to close those miles. So anyways, I'm hoping to take care of 31 or 2 or 3 or some of those miles today. I would love to slack pack the remaining miles tomorrow, but the logistics of transportation remains pretty uncertain. So there was a great gal you saw at the beginning of this video whom Jason and I met when he pulled me off trail a couple days ago. And she and her, I assume, partner and son, were all very excited to meet me. I guess they follow the channel. And so I should have just exchanged numbers with her at that point, but did not. So instead just left a note on her car this morning, and hopefully she'll reach out if she's willing and able to help shuttle me around a little bit in the next couple days. All right, this is the longest check-in video of all time. I'm gonna get hiking. I'm on a spur trail back up from the Elk Lake Resort, and I should be back to the PCT hopefully here very soon. So I will talk to you guys a little later. All right. right, good afternoon, folks. It is 3:57 and 78.4 degrees. I hope you will excuse the wind noise. I have put on my sort of dead cat windscreen, but I'm sure you're still getting some, and I apologize for that. Just had a quick view dedication I wanted to get out, one that I definitely could not pass up, just a little too neat. I am over here at mile 1976.6 on the Pacific Crest Trail. Let me give you another point of reference. That over my left shoulder back there, that is, I think it's it might be Collier, it might be Collier, I'm not sure. Collier Cone at 75.34, that's the elevation of it. But what I really want to point out is that there are a few really cool peaks out here to the north. So as you're looking out this way, you can see, of course, probably the most prominent peak that you're noticing is right here on the left. That peak right there is called Mount Washington. It's at 7,694 feet. Just sort of beyond that, there's another tiny little peak. You can see it. Well, I shouldn't say tiny little peak, but that's Three Finger Jack at 78.42. I'll go ahead and tell you who this view is for as I wind up sort of the most interesting parts of the view as I regard them. It's a huge view dedication. I really appreciate any donations. This is for, oh, excuse me, you didn't want to be named. I have my friend Martin Kombrink, who is currently on a vacation with his wife and daughter. Martin, of course, from the CDT last year. Hello, Martin. We have Mark Poley, longtime watcher of the channel, and Ryan Lanninger, I think is how you say that. I apologize, Ryan. Guys, thank you so much for all those amazing donations. Again, if you're ever interested to donate, all those links are in the description down below. Several different methods that are available to you. For this next couple points, I think I'm probably going to go ahead and switch you over to my cell phone camera. This one has a 10x zoom. So let's start right back over here with Three Finger Jack, or excuse me, Mount Washington, and then Three Finger Jack. And then as we pan around over here, oh gosh, I'll put the name of this one down below. I should have had that ready for you. But if you look ever so subtly behind there, you can barely make out the faintest little bits of snow dabbling Mount Hood way back there, just kind of peeking out over the horizon. Right there in the center of the frame, that is Mount Hood. So anyways, that is the view for you. Of course, I'll be passing Mount Hood here in another however long it takes. On a less happy note, I'd be remiss for not mentioning the smoke that's been billowing up over there to the west. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for those donations. I really appreciate it. Again, if you are able to donate, all those links always down in the description for every single one of these videos. I am bringing these videos to you ad-free, just so that you can hopefully enjoy them a little more without any annoying ads. So yeah, if you feel like making a donation, if you don't feel like making a donation, goodness gracious, allamagacious, guys, just hit subscribe. I mean, if you like this channel, hit subscribe. Why are you holding out? I was just in town and like still only half of you are subscribed. Hit subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything. All right, I'm gonna keep going. I don't want this to get boring, so I'll talk to you guys later. Alrighty guys, it is 10 past 6 and 88 degrees is what my thermometer's saying. It's definitely hot. I don't know if it's quite that hot. Maybe just the wind is making it a little more comfortable. I'm just about 2/10 of a mile, probably a little less than that now, from Mackenzie Pass, aka Highway 242, aka very near D Wright Observatory, which I've intermittently seen over these lava rock berms amongst which I am walking. Yeah, pretty good day. Went 30.9, I don't know, 31 miles, something like that. Haven't quite made it just back yet, but I have come up with a plan of action, and of course a contingency plan. So again, I have my buddy Lauren's truck parked up here at Mackenzie Pass at the PCT trailhead, and I think what makes the most sense is that I'm gonna try and see if I can't find someone to give me a lift back to Bend from here. It is a Sunday night. but it's also a Sunday night during, I think, the Perseus meteor shower, and a new moon is, I think, tomorrow night. So with there being something called observatory here, perhaps there will be people who will have wandered out to see whether they can see any shooting stars or the like. Obviously, if they're going to wait around for stars, that means I'll probably be here until 10 o'clock at night, which I don't really want to be here until 10 o'clock at night. But the day is still early, I mean relatively, and as far as people who may have come out here to spend an afternoon or take a hike, I think it's, yeah, 10 past 6. So I'm going to see if I can't get out here, and I'm not really proud of it, but I'm going to try a rather aggressive form of hitchhiking. Any human I see, I'm going to see if they're going to Bend. I'm going to go up to them and talk to them, throw them the friendly hiker yogi face, and see if someone won't take mercy on me and take me an hour away from here back to Bend. Doing this would mean that Lauren's truck would stay here, and my plan would be to hopefully take a hitch or get a lift, or hopefully someone's responded to my comment on the PCT Trail Angel page for Central Oregon. But one way or another, basically make my way over to Santiam Pass on Highway 20, which I think is quite a bit more usual of a bail point for Bend. And even if I can't get a ride, it looks like Ubers are quite a bit cheaper to get to Santiam Pass than they are to get way the heck out here to D-Right Observatory. So anyways, I'm going to see how this goes. I'm not going to waste a ton of time. I'll probably invest a little hour or something like that, or just kind of see how it all feels. And if it seems like it's going to be lucrative or potentially worthwhile, then I'll hang out and hitch. And if it doesn't, then I'll move on and just drive Lauren's truck back to Lauren's house and concoct another plan at another time. So I don't really know. All right, well, let's get one last look over here at these cool mountains. There's a fella, there's a van. All right, well, I guess we'll see what we can do. Wish me luck. 6:52, third car that came by gave me a lift to Sisters, and I'm at Left Coast Lodge, where I hope not to stay, but this is the junction with Highway 20, so I'm gonna keep hitching from here. 7:37, just made it back to Lauren's. Awesome, awesome. All right, I'm gonna find a pizza to order, take a shower, all that. So excited, man. I wasn't even sure I'd be done hiking by now, but back home already. So awesome guy called Brian picked me up from Sisters after like 5 minutes of waiting at Sisters. So that's a really convoluted ride to get back home, but it happened pretty easily, so I'm excited. That's all I got for today, guys. I'll talk to you tomorrow.